Shaktirupinim Vande Barsananandam Rangili Mahalvasini Radhikam Paramam Shuddham Ladinim Shaktirupinim Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvangha Devamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. The Divine Souls, over the last couple of days through this Radha Ashtmi 3-day intensive, you've heard a lot of deep philosophy about who Radharani is. It's been explained to you that Radha and Krishna are one and the same. There is internally no difference between Radha and Krishna. Whatever is Radha, the same as Krishna. Krishna has become Radha. Radha has become Krishna. Both eternally exist as one, but in two forms. Radha is Shri Krishna's Ahladini Shakti. She is his Prema Shakti. It is that Prema Shakti that keeps even Bhagwan Shri Krishna under its control. It is due to that Prema Shakti that even Bhagwan Shri Krishna forgets his Bhagavata. He forgets his godliness under the effect of that divine love power. Radharani is the Mahabhav. She is the personified essence of that divine love power and is the absolute source of that divine love power. Radharani, that supreme divine goddess who is one with Shri Krishna, she also takes avatar with Shri Krishna. In this case, the most recent avatar. I say the most recent because they have come on our earth many, many times. And there are many other Brahmans, as we discussed. So they have taken avatar in all of those Brahmans many, many times. So there have been uncountable, infinite avatar of Radha and Krishna both. And when Radha takes avatar, the style of her appearance is very similar to Shri Krishna's and Ram's, as we've heard described in the Bhagavatam and the Ramayana. Just like Ram and Krishna appeared in their full-grown form and then became babies, the same thing happened with Radharani. She actually took avatar 1 year prior to Shri Krishna in this most recent avatar. She came 1 year before him. And her parents, her adopted parents, meaning they didn't adopt her, she adopted them. That's what God does. He chooses which saints are going to be my mother and father in this avatar. And it's different every time. If you read in Ramayana, there are 3 different descriptions of who got to become Dashrath, who got to become Kaushalya, because it happens differently every time. So Radharani adopted her parents, King Vrishabhanu and Queen Kirti. Her parents were actually king and queen of that district where they lived. So King Vrishabhanu was her father, Queen Kirti was her mother. Divine saints who got blessed with the opportunity to come here on earth and have Radha, Supreme Goddess Radharani, as their very own daughter. So she appeared in their house. Now, Mother Kirti felt that she was pregnant, but she didn't go into labor. So for 9 months, she felt the signs. She felt all the symptoms of being pregnant. Her belly also grew. And she could even feel that there's a baby kicking sometimes or moving inside her belly. But there was no fetus growing. There was no embryo growing inside of her. It was all the work of Yogamaya Shakti to give her that full experience of pregnancy without her actually being pregnant, because Radha's body does not need to be formed of material elements and grown inside her mother's body. Rishi, can you go tell him to stop playing dholak back there? Thank you. Radha, just like Krishna, has an eternal divine body. Her body is Satchit Anand. It can't be formed by material elements. Her body is eternal and omnipresent. So she doesn't have to come and go. She doesn't need her body formed. She just is omnipresent, and she makes her body visible to us. So she appears at one place. So after 9 months of simulated pregnancy, Kirti Maiya was reclining, thinking of Radha, and one day she just felt something special. So she opened her eyes, and Radha was standing in front of her, full-grown Radha. Like that full-grown form of Radharani, standing in front of her in full clothing and decorations. And at that time, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parvati, Indrani, all the great divine goddesses, Vishnu, Shankar, Brahma, Narad, Sanakadik, all the great divine personalities, they all came and paid homage to Radharani right there in the palace of Kirti and Vrishabhanu. And when they were done paying homage to their supreme goddess, Radharani, then Mother Kirti requested Radha, can you please take the form of a little baby? You're full grown already, but I want to have you as my own baby and have you grow up in my arms. I want to experience all those joys of motherhood, but with you as my daughter. So then Radha just became a 1-day-old baby, like a newborn baby, and was there in her mother's lap. So this is how Radharani appeared, which is almost exactly the same how Shri Krishna appeared, almost exactly the same how Ram appeared, because they're all Supreme God, they're all divine. So none of them are born the way we're born. They merely appear. It's called prakatya, or appearance. So Radha appeared in the village of Barsana. We have our Barsana hill over here, and in India there's a little bit bigger Barsana hill, not too much bigger, slightly bigger than this one. That's where the palace of Kirti and Vrishabhanu was. That's where Radha lived, in a palace with 7 floors. And her room was on the top. on the 7th floor. On top of the hill, the highest hill around, Radha's palace was there, and she lived there. And that hill was surrounded by Gahavarban, the beautiful divine forest called Gahavarban, one of the divine forests of Braj. And Radha grew up there playing with gopis, her sakhis, who were her age. There were also older gopis who came around. But Radha used to go out and play with her friends every day, and they would go all around Barsana Hill. So some days they might go to Vilasgarh. We have a Vilasgarh up on our Barsana Hill also. It's like if you go out of Radha's palace and then you go down into a little lower area called Sankari Khor. Krishna used to wait there for the gopis to pass through with their pots of curd. Because it's so narrow, you can't even have two people standing side by side. So if someone's standing there blocking the way, you have nowhere to go. So Krishna used to demand the curd tax, and only then he would let the gopis go through. So if you go out of Radha's palace, down into Sankari Khor, and up the other side, you go out onto Vilasgarh. So sometimes Radha and Sakhis and even Krishna would all go over there and have a picnic, maybe make a swing, spend part of the day. Then if you go the other direction, you would come to Morkuti. We have a Morkuti here also. So that's where Krishna became a peacock one time and danced for Radha, and she fed him a laddu. If you keep going beyond that, you come to Radha Kund. We have our Radha Kund right here. There's two Radha Kund in Braj. One is the big Radha Kund near Govardhan Hill, and one is small Radha Kund, also called Vrishabhanu Kund or Priya Kund. This is the more private area, very close to Radha's palace, where she used to go on hot days and play with the gopis and Krishna and swim in Radha Kund. So Radha Kund is still there on Barsana Hill in India, which we can go visit. Then up the hill from Radha Kund, there's another prominent area called Mangarh. We have a Mangarh over here also, just on the way up Barsana Hill off to the right. It's a place where Radha one time did man. She got a little annoyed with Krishna one time. In the divine Leelas, everything is the expression of divine love. So there's no actual anger or annoyance or jealousy, but sometimes these emotions are seen, they're exhibited as a part of these divine Leelas. So we shouldn't take them in a material way that, oh, how can Radha and Krishna and gopis have these material emotions? They're not material emotions. They simulate material emotions to look at them according to their behavior, but inside there's only prem, there's only ras. It's just different expressions of that experience of the premanand. So all these places down from Barsana Hill, if you head towards Nandagaon, 6 miles away, in between comes Prem Sarovar, and little after that, Sanket, a little hill exactly between Nandagaon and Barsana. Krishna used to go to Sanket sometimes and signal Radha that, hey, I'm over here, come on. So he would send some kind of signal from the hill, and then from her hill, she could see it. So I'm just giving you a general geographical sense of all these beautiful Leela places that are still there today, where Radha and Krishna actually walked with their own feet, and they always walked barefoot in Braj. When Krishna went to Mathura and Dwarika, he was a king over there, so he wore shoes at times. But in Braj, Radha and Krishna never wore shoes or chappal. They always just walked barefoot. So imagine if you're going to Prem Sarovar, or you're going to Radha Kund or Man Mandir, and you're looking around and you're saying, Radha's feet actually touch the ground over here. Krishna's feet actually touch the ground. So Radha spent 126 years in Barsana. Whereas Krishna left Braj after 11 and a half years and went to Mathura and eventually Dwarika. He stayed for 125 years because he came 1 year later. Radha spent all 126 years in Barsana doing leelas all the time. And she never looked older than 16. It's the same for Ram and Krishna and Sita. They never aged more than 16 years old. So once they grew up to the peak of youthful development, then they never became old after that. And even though Krishna, in the form that we could see, had left Braj, but in another form that was only seen by gopis and Radha, Krishna continued to live in Braj and do leelas with all the gopis and of course with Radha. And after 126 years for Radha, 125 years for Krishna, then when Krishna was going to leave and go back to his divine abode, he disappeared from where the hunter had shot him with the arrow in the foot. Then Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar came and worshipped him. Then he disappeared from there and he reappeared in Braj. And with Radha, gopis and Gwalbals, they all vanished from Braj and went back to the divine abode, Golok abode. So Braj was left empty, just an empty jungle, because all the inhabitants were divine personalities. So they all went back to the divine abode. Now, you've been hearing a lot about who is Radha, technically speaking, and you've been hearing a lot about the relationship between Radha and Krishna. So today, I thought I would share a couple of leelas with you that really gives you the idea how natural and complete and deep and absolute the love is between Radha and Krishna. Both Radha for Krishna and Krishna for Radha. How it's totally natural. See, one time after 100 years, when Krishna had left Braj, 100 years later, there was a spring festival, Vasantotsav, in Kurukshetra. And not only did everybody from Dwarika go, including Krishna, Rukmini, all the 16,108 queens, but everybody from Braj went as well. All the gopis went, Radha went. So imagine, after 100 years, they were meeting with Krishna for the first time. So everybody set up their camp, their temporary tents there in Kurukshetra on the bank of the river. And now the queens, Rukmini, etc., they had heard so many stories about Radha, about her bhakti. And of course, Krishna was always praising Radha and the gopis. So they had a desire to meet Radharani. So they sent an invitation, Rukmini, who is the avatar of Lakshmi, she sent an invitation to the tent of Radha that please come to my home this evening just for some warm milk. It would be my good fortune if I would get the chance to do some seva to you. So Radha and some gopis came along with her. She accepted the invitation and they went to Rukmini's tent that evening. And Rukmini had prepared milk and put saffron in it and made it very tasty. But she hadn't checked to see the temperature of the milk. It was still scalding hot. But Radha is so simple, so innocent. She just took the milk and just drank it without complaining. It was too hot to drink, but she drank it anyway. Later that night, when Krishna was lying down to sleep and Rukmini was just pressing his legs and his feet, she was shocked. She saw blisters on the soles of Krishna's feet. So she asked, "What happened? How did you get these blisters? This looks so painful." Shri Krishna said, Shri Radhikaya Hridayarvinde Padarvindam hi virajate me Adyoshna dugdha pratipanatongghra Buchhalakaste mama prochalanti. Krishna said, you know that milk you served Radharani earlier? That was too hot. You didn't check the temperature of it. It was scalding hot. And she drank it at that temperature. And my feet reside in Radha's heart. Her mind is always on my feet. So my feet, hi virajate me. Padarvinda hi virajate me. My lotus feet reside in the heart of Radharani. So when she drank that milk, it not only burned her, it also burned my feet. So then Rukmini and the queens understood about that eternal connection, absolute connection between Radha and Krishna. Another time before that, when Krishna was still in Braj, see, the meeting between Radha and Krishna, the first meeting, it happens every time. Every avatar of Radha Krishna, there's a different first meeting of Radha and Krishna. Sometimes it happens in Radha's dream. There's one Pad Kirtan in Prem Ras Madira describing how Radha saw Krishna in her dream at night. Every time it happens a different way. So in one avatar, we don't know if it was the most recent one or which one it was, Radha hadn't met Krishna yet. Ekasya shrutameva lumpatimatim Krishneti namaksharam Sandronmada paramparamupanayatanyasya vanshi kalah Esha snigdhaghanadhyutirmanasi me. Radha one day, she just heard the name Krishna. Somebody was talking about Krishna and she heard the name Krishna, and as soon as she heard it, she was fallen. Meaning she had no idea who the name belonged to, but she knew whoever has this name is mine. So she's fallen in love with someone named Krishna. She's telling Lalita this. She's actually complaining to Lalita. She's saying that something horrible has happened to me. It's so embarrassing. So she told about this first thing that happened. I heard the name Krishna and I was completely fallen. He was mine. But then what happened the next day? I heard somebody playing on a flute. And as soon as I heard the sound of that flute, my heart was gone. I had fallen for whoever was playing that flute. So you see, two different people I've fallen in love with. But it's not over yet. You think that sounds bad? Esha snigdhaghanadhyutirmanasi me lagnah sakridvikshanat kashtam dhikpurushatrayeраtirabhun manye mriti shreyasi. You showed me the picture of that blue complexioned boy. Lalita showed her the picture because she knew, okay, she heard Krishna's name. Then she heard Krishna playing the flute. She doesn't know it's the same boy. So she showed a picture of Krishna, and Radhika is saying, and now you've shown me this picture, and whoever that is, I've fallen in love with him. So I've fallen in love with 3 separate people in 3 separate days. Who does such a thing? What will I tell my mother? What will people think? It's so embarrassing. Death would be a better fate than this. So Lalita, so touched by Radha's innocence and simplicity, she says, oh Pyari Radhe, you have nothing to worry about. This photo I showed you, this is the same one who is playing on the flute, and his name only is Krishna. But you see that there's no thought required. She heard his name, it was done. She heard the flute, finished. She saw the picture, nothing to think about. It happens instantly. So the love between Radha and Krishna is not a planned thing or something that has to be created. It's instant and natural and permanent. But through their leelas, we get to enjoy these types of happenings that reveals the personality of Radha and Krishna. Radha is so sweet, so innocent. But at times, she can be just as naughty and playful as Krishna. One time, Radha decided, Krishna always comes to me in disguise, and I don't recognize him at first. Sometimes he comes as a yogini, sometimes he comes as a bangle-selling girl, sometimes he comes as a mala-selling girl. And he always comes, and it takes a long time for me to recognize that it's him. So today, I'm going to turn the tables. Radha decided, today, I'm going to dress up. So who did she dress up as? Krishna. She got the gopis to help her dress up exactly as Krishna. His same style of dhoti, same pitambar around her shoulders. Instead of having her hair back in a braid, she just let it fall open like Krishna does, kind of curly. She put the saffron musk, the chandan, on her forehead and put this tilak. She wore, instead of her crown with the paisley like that, she wore Krishna's style of crown with the peacock feather. Now, not only did she dress up exactly as Krishna, although she was still fair complexion, not dark, but she adopted all of Krishna's mannerisms as well. So, when the disguise was complete, although it's not a disguise because Radha is Krishna, so there's no problem for her to become Krishna, then she headed towards Krishna. Krishna was innocently walking around, hanging out in a kunj, and Radha targeted him. There he is. Let's see how he reacts to this. So here comes Radha, and Krishna is watching. Oh, he sees that this is some gore gwal walking towards me. Some fair complexion gwal bal is walking towards me. So he's looking, he says, look at the style of his walk. It's so just enchanting. I just want to keep watching him walk. Look at how he's just, what a style. So he's walking, then he's listening to the jingling of the anklets, and he's just becoming completely mohit. He's getting completely enchanted. And Radha is also adopting Krishna's style of never looking too long in one place. Like look one way, then divert her eyes somewhere else, then look over there. Smile a little bit out of one side of her mouth and then look the other way. So Krishna is just getting mesmerized by watching all of these mannerisms of Radha. He has no idea it's Radharani. But you see, just like Radha heard Krishna's name, heard his flute, saw his picture without even knowing who it was, and instantly became in love with him, The same thing, Krishna is just mesmerized. He has no idea who it is, but he has no control. So he's just watching. And she walks right up to him, and Krishna is just speechless. His mouth is slightly open. He's looking, who is this Gwal? So Radha just simply says, hey, should we go play? He says, okay, and he just follows her into the jungle. And that's as far as Kripaluji Maharaj described that Leela. He says, the rest is up to you to figure out. The rest is up to you to imagine how the rest of the Leela took place. But we see that Radha can also be naughty at times, and this relationship between Radha and Krishna is not a material relationship. It's a divine, eternal relationship. And we get to enjoy all these interactions between Radha and Krishna, and they also get to enjoy these interactions. Radha drinks Shyam Ras, and Krishna drinks Gaur Ras. And the devotees get to drink Gaur and Shyam Ras, so they are the most lucky. And Radha comes, she takes avatar just to reveal such sweet leelas. Whereas Shri Krishna has other jobs to do when he comes. He has to kill demons and he has to reveal Gita. He has so many things to accomplish. Radha never leaves Barsana because she has only one goal, only one thing in mind. Keep doing these sweet leelas. So these leelas are revealed for the remembrance of the devotees. Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karmabhi shravana smaranarhani karishyan nitikechana. Bhagavatam. By hearing such leelas and by remembering those leelas in your devotion, you think about them. What happens? Your heart is released from the bonds of material attachments. The world, which is so difficult to navigate and we're so entangled in, we just rise above it simply by attaching our mind to these leelas. So it's so simple. Radha and Krishna come here to reveal those leelas, to give us the means of crossing the ocean of cosmic existence. The Ramayana also addresses this fact. Jagavistarahi vimalayash Ram janma karahoya soi gun gai bhagat bhavatarahi kripa sindhu janhit tanu dharahi. So Radharani comes for us. She comes to reveal these leelas that are so attractive to our hearts and minds so that we can remember those leelas, easily attach our mind to her. And when our mind gets attached to her, it gets purified. When it's fully purified, which will happen easily if we just keep dwelling our mind upon these leelas, then with the grace of a Rasik Mahapurush, our Mayic bondage will be eliminated, and we will actually get to meet Radha and Krishna face to face. We'll receive that Ras of Premanand, and we will get to see and be a part of, be able to participate in these actual divine leelas forever. Bolo Barasane Vari Ki. So we'll finish with a few minutes of Nam Sankirtan. During this time, let's really try to engross our mind in thinking of the leelas, the sweet leelas of Radha and Krishna. Radha, 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 Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha.
Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha.
Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha.
Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha.
Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha.
Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha.
Oh, Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha, Radha, Radha.
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 Radha, Radha, Radha. Radha,